Hey y'all, we live, and I got my sis back in the building. I miss you so much.
I
Let's
missed
get
you
this
too.
party started.
Let's
He's
get
the
it.
DJ, he's the
She's the
actress. Let's go.
DJ John Quick, Bobbi Baker, DJ John Quick, Bobbi Baker.
He's the DJ, she's the actress. He's the DJ, she's the actress. He's the DJ, she's the actress. Actress.
Welcome to another edition of He's the DJ, she's the actress. I'm superhero DJ John Quick, and
I'm Bobbi Baker.
well, listen, if we seem a little frazzled, we got some technical situations backstage, but we're gonna make it happen either way. Just a little something. But tonight we have some great guests. We have the amazing author and mental health activist. I love her for that. Erika Kendrick is in the building, and yes. Of course she's your soror, and of course we got your girl. I'm gonna let you introduce your girl.
Oh my gosh, y'all are in for such a treat. We have the illustrious, the nicest person you will ever meet, Miss Adepero Oduye. You know her from 12 Years a Slave, from Pariah, from When They See Us, and she is just a light, and I cannot wait to share everybody with her.
Hold up, and you left out the most important one to me. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, y'all.
I was trying to say some surprises.
So listen, speaking, first of all, how are you? Like we missed you, but we know you was somewhere putting in that work. Tell the people where you were, what you're doing, what you got coming up.
So I was wrapping up David Makes Man down in Florida. We shot our last episode of that. And just shout out to that, because they really punked the pandemic in an amazing way. They showed this pandemic who's boss. Out of almost over 5,000 COVID tests, we had maybe 11 that were positive.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was amazing how they worked that out, and how our show didn't get shut down. A lot of shows got shut down.
Yeah.
A lot of shows started but didn't finish.
That's true. But
we were able to finish. So just shout out to Terrell, Alvin McCraney, D. Lawrence, like everybody. Like it was amazing.
Well, we can't wait to see you on it, and I've heard so many good things about that show. And so, I mean, honestly, you're going to make me start watching it the same way I started watching Tyler Perry's Ruthless, and Amazon's Tell Me Your Secrets. Listen, sis, you're taking up all my time. Damn. But anyway, let's get into the first segment, which is File This Under. So listen, we got this whole Meghan Markle thing going on. She pretty much, spilled the tea on the entire royal family.
Yeah.
And I want to know your thoughts about that. I mean, I have some thoughts, but I'm interested to hear from a Black woman. Like, what are your thoughts on this whole Meghan Markle thing?
I say two things about that. Kingdoms are coming down.
Yes.
Kingdoms are falling down.
Yep.
What used to be okay to do to people is no longer okay to do to people. You know why? Because God don't like ugly.
Facts.
And I mean that literally. That's an ugly family. They better be glad she married up into that family. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, wow.
She the finest thing breathing in that family, and they don't know how to deal. She reminds them of what they're not. You hear me?
Wow, I did not expect that.
God don't like ugly.
Oh my
And I don't
God.
call people ugly, but they got under my skin.
Yeah, they wow. What got me was, the comment about, about the color of her child, an unborn child, and you're worried about that. You should want that child to have some melanin, because
Yeah.
all y'all looking like straight vampires over there. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? So,
right. You want our color, you want our teeth, you want our teeth.
oh
These
my
the teeth
God.
you want. You understand?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You smacking them down today, sis.
Listen. But that's actually the comment that you just brought up. That's actually, I'm not gonna say I was least surprised by that, but I think that's the comment that most people could really relate to, because we deal with that in our Black families. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
colorism
I
as
had,
well.
yeah, like I had to cut off a people or two for saying stuff like keep a little light in the family. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
sad. That's
Yeah. I
sad.
was like,
Yeah.
don't disrespect my mama. My mama's rich brown. And so I'll see you on the flip side.
Oh, I hear that. So what we gonna file this under, sis? What we filing this under?
We're gonna find us under God don't like ugly.
Sounds good to me. Let's keep it moving. So we had, I ain't gonna say your girl because that's offensive. Stacey Dash tried her best to get her black card back. She issued an apology, talking about she was in a different place then. Yes, absolutely, you were in a different place. Whatever. And now, she sees the error of her ways or whatever. So basically, she's just trying to cop a plea. And I caught a clip, sis. I caught a clip from I believe it was from 2016, when Stacey was, in all of her illustrious glamour with the whole Fox and Friends. But Gabriel Union put it in the, pretty much good perspective.
Is she like related to Dame Dash? Was she on Rockefeller?
She did speak about Manning BET and Black.
I heard of a crazy lady once, maybe last week, but I don't know what her name is. Yeah, I mean, it's like why there's a need for the Birth of a Nation and why there's a need for the Country Music Awards and the Alma Awards. If you don't see yourself reflected in mainstream awards, you tend to create your own. And until there's no longer a need for that, I celebrate the Almas in the same way I celebrate the Country Music Awards, and the same way I celebrate the BET Awards and the Image Awards, which we'll all be at in a couple weeks. Yeah, I mean, the more that we focus on inclusion and a true representation of this country, I think that crazy lady will have less to say.
That crazy lady.
I like the way she referred to that crazy lady.
I love her.
Let's keep in mind. This is the same person that said we should do away with Black History Month.
Yeah.
And we should do away with BET in general. Like, sis, and now you trying to get your black card back? Like, nah, you ain't. Keep your raisin flavored potato salad over there. Stay over there.
Over there. Period. It's no coming back from that.
No,
it's just not.
No, and it's funny, and we are a very forgiving race. We
are. Maybe she should make a song. We'll forgive you if you make a good song.
Yeah, if it's hot.
You better get London on the track. Listen, that's her only hope. She better.
I am mad at you that you said get London on the track.
She better spit a hot 16. That's her apology. Anything less?
Oh my God.
You're not going for it.
We gonna file this under free agent because that's what you are. We ain't signing you, sis.
Right.
And it looked like you got cut from Fox and Friends. So
right.
You just kind of out there. Sorry.
Yep.
So listen, sis. This next story, I just love. You know what? I'm not even going to preview. We'll talk about it after you hear from this brother, Master P. He has the right idea.
So y'all know I always wanted to own an NBA team, but now I want to own a HBCU. It's so important that we educate the culture. This message is all about educating our people. Shout out to LeBron and the NBA for having an All-Star game there. But when I Google who owned HBCUs and who are the founders, I was shocked. And I just want you guys to do the same thing. Did you know that HBCU graduate more females than any other college in the world, which is incredible. It makes you tougher, harder, stronger when you graduate from an HBCU. People ask me why didn't I go there? I wanted to go there. I mean, check this guy named Avery Johnson. That was one of my friends. I used to go visit him. I wanted to go to Southern University. But at the time when I was going to visit him, they never had AC. I don't know if it's like that now. It was always hot, but it was the beautifulest thing I ever seen. So many beautiful people that looked like us that was getting an education. And I just want you guys to do your research. And anybody that's listening to this that has a business, I want y'all to join this movement with me. We need to.
So listen. Okay. So here's the thing. I love the way he's thinking, like he wants to own an HBCU radio, but that was kind of a backslap to Southern. Like, he said they have AC, and it was hot. Like,
look, we don't like being hot.
No, oh no,
we do not like being hot.
Listen, I don't know about you. I would rather be cold and just be able to put a blanket over me than to be hot. Because ain't no escaping that hot.
Exactly.
No
exactly. And in those dorms, I didn't go to an HBCU, but at my PWI, we also didn't have AC. And you would just have to kind of sit there, and you didn't want any body part to touch any other body part. You just sit there, spread eagle, and just try to, you know what I'm saying? That's miserable. Nobody wants to do that. But that's a beautiful thing that he's trying to do. I really applaud it. It's got to start somewhere. Why not with P?
Why not? I mean, he's been successful with pretty much every business venture he's taken up. So I can't. And you know what? I feel like it's coming from a sincere place. I really do.
Absolutely.
Because he's always been about Black empowerment, Black ownership, and I mean, it's so ironic that out of all these brilliant Black folks and everything, he's like the first in terms of celebrity that I've heard say something like this. Like he said, he used to want to own. He said he used to want to own an NBA team, but now he wants to own an HBCU. That's profound to me.
That's profound. That's progress.
Yep.
And when we laugh about what he said about the AC, but he's right in that, I had an experience where I went to go register with a friend of mine that went to an HBCU, and we had to walk to every building to register. Mm-hmm. And some of the methods are a bit antiquated. And so for him to say, all right, not only do I want to have an HBCU, but I don't want these kids to deal with a lot of the logistical nightmares that come with several HBCUs that I've seen, or that I've experienced, standing in line. So shout out to him for wanting to do it and wanting to bring it up to the same standards as what you get from a PWI.
Absolutely. Logistically. And big up, I gotta say big shout out to all our listeners and our viewers right now. If you went to an HBCU, shout out your HBCU in the comments right now. Of course, you're inside of He's the DJ, She's the Actress. I'm John Quick. She's Bobbi Baker. Now, Bobbi, we got a couple more for this segment that's entitled "File This Under." And this one is crazy. Come to find out, Donald Trump made a formal announcement that he's asked Herschel Walker to run for governor of Georgia. Now, I'm not sure if you've seen any clips of Herschel talking about how reparations is not good for Black folks, and it's not good for the nation. It only will cause separation and things of that nature, and how he feels Donald Trump is not a racist. And so I just want to get your thoughts about it. Like Herschel, because I'll be honest, if CTE was a person, that would be Herschel Walker. But go ahead.
My first thought is the jig is up.
Yeah.
Who are you fooling? who are you fooling right now?
It's
You
crazy.
know, honestly, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. If they want to waste their time, please be my guest. Waste your time, but you won't be wasting ours. You know,
Exactly.
because we've proven that we'll show up for what we need to show up for, and I trust that that'll happen again. I'm not worried, and when I feel like I'm not worried because we found that to not worry, you have to work.
Yep.
You know, so now that we're in a position where we will work, I'm not worried.
No doubt, no doubt. Now listen, sis, we're gonna file this under what should we what do you think? What do you want to file it under?
Oh gosh.
Can we file this under duh? Because that's what he is like the stereotypical dumb jock. And I hate to say that because I was a jock for most of my life and whatever, but he's just like, oh, some of the things he was saying. I mean, I was just like, he should not be serious. And the sad thing about it, he's a father and he's teaching his son kind of the same rhetoric. And it's always a hard listen. It's always a hard viewing when I see them on, whether it's TV or the internet and everything. So we'll just file this under duh.
Duh.
So our final subject under file this under is that there's news coming out of Warner Brothers and DC Comics that Ta-Nehisi Coates, the great author, he's actually writing Black Panther right now. He's going to be producing a Superman movie for DC and Warner Brothers, and it's supposed to be a Black Superman. And on top of that, they want Michael B. Jordan to play it, which is great. I'm a big Michael B. Jordan fan. Really nice fella. I met him on a couple of occasions.
Absolutely.
My first thought, what I want to share is he better not be Clark Kent, because Clark Kent had that story has been told countless times, and the cool thing about having a blurred like me, Bobby, as your co-host, is that I'm here to let you know there are 2 Black Supermen in the DC universe already. One's name is Val Zod, whatever, and the other's name is Calvin Ellis, and Calvin Ellis is the president of the United States in an alternate dimension called Earth 23. So that's the one I'm going for. That's the one I'm going for.
I love
President Superman.
I love it. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Wow. Yeah. Oh wow. That's so dope. That's so dope. And I'm also a big Michael B. Jordan fan. He's also one of the producers for the show, for the project that I just finished, David Makes Man. He's one of the producers on that show for OWN. So listen, take over the world, bruh. Absolutely. Now, as a mom of 2 brown boys, what do you think about because I grew up on white Batman, white Superman. You know what I'm saying? What do you think of the premise of your young man being able to, have fun with their imaginations, reading comics with people who look like us? It is so huge. When I tell you, we have a big poster of what's the brown Spider-Man? What's his name? Miles Morales. Yes, Miles Morales. Yeah. And to be able to see when we saw that one, I said he looks like he could be my third. Yep, he does. Yes, he does. He looks like he could be my third. Yeah. And they felt that way too. Yeah. And I mean, it's just there's so much pride in seeing yourself, and that is such a form of validation. Yes. And that right there, validation is priceless. And validation is the root, or lack thereof, is the root of a lot of issues that we're going through right now. Everything you just talked about, Herschel Walker, need to be validated. You know what I mean? So when people aren't validated the right ways, then we get Herschel Walker. So this is beauty. This is prevention. This is power. This is amazing. It's beautiful. And I'm gonna file this on the Black excellence. Black excellence.
excellence because it's long overdue. And again, representation matters. And
Yes.
I'm not mad at it. Now, I know a lot of little fanboys will, oh, DC just doing this because Marvel did Black Panther. Okay, and I'm cool because you know what? That means a lot of black faces like that look like us, a lot of black creatives, they're going to start getting more work.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I mean, really, if you want to talk about the who's the closest in terms of physical makeup, who's the closest people to being a superhero? So why is there a lack? When we jump higher than everybody else,
we
run
faster.
And you mean to tell me it's a lack of black superheroes when we the closest thing to them jump? Stop the madness. Let's go.
So listen, let's again, we're gonna follow this on the Black Excellence, but right now, I want to bring to the stage one of the most powerful. When I say powerful, I'm talking about the energy that she brings into a room. She's brilliant. She's beautiful. She's athletic too. She used to be a cheerleader.
Hey.
And she wrote a book about it. But she's just amazing. And I love the fact that not only is she an author, but she's also a mental health activist, which is what we need in our communities. Because as someone who comes from the clinical field, I can tell you there's still a lot of apprehension when it comes to getting counseling and therapy. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. But anyway, I'm going to bring this beautiful sister to the stage. Her name is Erika Kendrick.
Hello. Hey, Sora. I heard you. What's happening? Thanks for having me. Okay, y'all over here got me cracking up. I'm like, okay, seriously, I need to be adding some commentary. I love all of this, and congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So listen, you're gonna have to turn your down.
Okay, the volume.
All the way down because we're getting feedback. Okay,
is that better?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. So Erika, first of all, tell the people. I'm still getting that echo. Do you have any like headphones, anything you put on, or earpiece?
Yeah, that'll take me a sec.
All right, so you know what? We're gonna hold it. We're gonna take you off, and when you're ready, we're gonna come back.
Okay.
All right. So listen, that's the life of podcasters, you know. Stuff happens.
Right. Gotta pivot.
So you know what? While I have you on here, we know you are connected to the Duke University basketball program because your amazing husband is an assistant coach for Duke.
Yes.
We just want to make sure everything's okay with you guys because we heard what happened.
We're good. Everybody's good. We're taking the necessary precautions and doing what we need to do. But yes, my family's fine. It's just, it's one of those things where, it can happen to anyone.
Absolutely.
It can happen to anyone, any program. It can infiltrate wherever it so desires. And it was us this time, unfortunately. So
absolutely.
So but I love the way that they finished.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Listen, next year y'all gonna be a problem because y'all those young boys got all that experience. They're gonna be a problem. Real talk.
Exactly.
So Erika, you ready? Okay, so we're gonna bring Erika back.
Okay, let's see if this works. Does that
It's
sound better?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Oh, of course.
So Erika, I always like, sometimes I do huge introductions, but you're like family to me. I want you to tell the people of Gotham City and beyond, who is Erika Kendrick?
Now, John, that's a big word. That's like me asking the superhero who he is sitting there.
I'll answer it with notes.
All right. Let me pull my notes out. Hold on. There we go. No, that's a bill. Let me put that bill back. Okay. So you mentioned two things. So yes, I'm an author, a writer-author, and I'm also a mental health advocate. And so I'll deal with that first. So basically what that means is for me, I go across the country speaking to all kinds of audiences, to universities and colleges, middle schools, conferences, the Army, the Air Force. And essentially, what I do is I share my personal story of being a suicide survivor and kind of like what walking suicide tightrope looked like for me when I was in college and then in my early 20s and mid 20s. And then I also talk about suicide attempts and then being in the psych ward under suicide watch. A lot of folks that look like us, Black and brown folks, they don't talk about these very taboo topics as you guys know. I mean, we all know this. This is not something that we discuss at the dinner table. And so to get on stage and take my mask off and be completely transparent provides a level of connectivity, but also a degree of normalizing mental health and all of its challenges that are generally the catalyst of being just human, to be honest. So I do that and I love it. I've been doing that for about 10 years now. And I pivoted with COVID and have been doing a lot of virtual Zooms. Last month I did Tulsa Community College. I mean, I ended up in Oklahoma virtually, and then I did Governor State University. So I'm kind of like all over the place with speaking. And so I started a tour called Who Moved My Happy. And then I wrote a workbook, which is usually right here, but it's gone. Anyway, I wrote a workbook that I kind of wish somebody would have gifted me or written for me when I was initially diagnosed with clinical depression and then later with bipolar disorder. And the workbook basically covers what I call the Incredible 10, the 10 steps to ensuring that you remain anchored in wellness, or like I just say, anchored in your happy. And that workbook sells out. It's everywhere I go. And it's part journal, memoir, and then accountability steps for the 10 things that I have to do to ensure that my bipolar doesn't take off, that my depression doesn't have me scrambling to climb out of that darkness. And it's also what I do to overcome my anxiety, which is the last thing I was diagnosed with about 6 or 7 years ago. So that's what I do with mental health. I go and advocate for folks who are still stuck in the darkness or that are still silenced. I talk at state capitals all the time. I'm dealing with senators and legislators around various bills that need to be passed to ensure that folks have rights around their mental health as they do with their physical health, and all kinds of stuff. So there's that. And then on the flip side of that, I'm a writer, author. So I have a couple of books out with Random House from a decade ago. And then next month on April 6th, my foray back into the world of publishing starts. I switched genres and started writing kids books because I just love kids, and my favorite age is 11, 12-year-old girls, the age that most people can't stand because they're, getting sassy and finding their voice, and they're all like, you don't know about me. And I'm just like, yes, give it to me. So I said after my last tour with the Random House, I was like, bump this, like grown women have got it. Like, and there are so many folks catering to them and say, I would love to be able to talk in front of 11 and 12-year-old girls every day. And so the genre is middle grade. The first book out is with Little Brown Books. And like I said, it drops April 6th and it's called Squad Goals. John mentioned that I was a cheerleader. I cheered for the Chicago Bulls. And so I've been a dancer cheerleader pretty much all my life. So I took that backdrop and did a fish out of water story, this adorable character, Magic Olive Poindexter. And I can't wait for everybody to meet her on April 6th. And then we signed the contract for the spinoff book called Cookie Monsters, which takes place in the world of Girl Scouting and selling cookies. And that'll drop, right? Cute, right? So that was
I love it.
Yeah. I love that. Like,
I just, our girl Shania.
Yes.
I just bought some cookies from Shania's daughter. Real talk.
I'm with the extra 10 pounds right now because I bought 8 boxes of cookies. I was like, yo, I need some answers from your girls. So
yeah.
Buy some cookies.
I was get too older to eat all this sugar. I get my sugar up. I gotta be careful.
What's y'all flavor though? I need to know y'all's flavors.
Damn it!
I don't know the name, but they're like peanut butter
coconut.
cookies.
Oh,
They're like peanut butter.
yeah.
They're oh my god, crack.
Yeah,
Straight crack.
it's a shame that those things are legal.
I
It's
know.
just a shame. And edibles aren't. It's like I need the edible and then I need the cookies about an hour later. They
Right.
So so I'm really excited about that. I was a top cookie seller in the Chicago area when I was a Girl Scout. So that world is also authentic to me and very dear to my heart, like dancing and cheering. And so everything has popped off now with pre-orders, and then my publicist let me know that we booked Good Morning America for May 3rd. So
What?
I'm really excited about that to be promoting the book. But May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so they're going to do a big profile on kind of like my mission and my agenda, and then
That is
tie it in with the
awesome.
book promotion. I'm super excited. We've got some other really huge things cooking up for this. It's time for Black Girl Magic, and you know, let's do the darn thing.
Yes.
So, sis, I know you want to jump in here.
I do. I have okay. All right. So about the let me see. I wrote something down while you were talking. So do you have any recommendations or resources? I love that there's so much awareness and growth and awareness of mental health. But one thing that I know I've needed in the past is how to support people who struggle with bipolar depression. And that's something that I've struggled to really find. And I've struggled to find someone who puts it in a way that I understand it. So do you have any resources as we're raising awareness of mental health? What about the people who need to be aware of how to support?
Right. So that's the $1 million question, because those folks go overlooked. I would say often, but pretty much all the time. The caregivers, the family members who are responsible, grandmas, nanas, aunties, teachers, principals. And if I could write another book, like if I could slow down and do that, that would be the book that I would write. For Black and brown folks, we speak in languages that other folks just don't. And there are a lot of resources out there. I mean, if you Google, you'll find stuff. But in terms of talking to us in everyday vernacular, and then not talking over our heads, or not making it too simplistic, I don't know that that's out there. However, my favorite resource that I love to send folks to is, so that's reading material, but you can find stuff out there. But my favorite resource is NAMI, NAMI. That's the National Alliance on Mental Health.
Mm-hmm.
And so for folks that don't know, it's a nationwide, kind of chapter-wide. They're not called chapters, but it's like chapters in most major markets. And what they provide is all kinds of programming for people on all ends of the spectrum. So they'll have like peer-to-peer counseling for folks who are in crises, or they have a helpline. And in the Chicago area and LA area, I know folks who actually answer those calls and help to get people the answers they need, whether it's about insurance or it's about like, hey, I'm in crisis, what do I do? Or my daughter, my grandmother, my sister. They also have support groups. And so now they've kind of pivoted online with COVID, but they have support groups where you can sit with folks who have shared experiences and get answers and ask questions. But they have that for the caregivers, the ones who are taking care of those in crises, and they have it for folks that are in crises. The point is that everything is free, though. Like, that's what I love. It is so hard to find resources where people are actively working with you that are free. More are popping up online. I see on Instagram, like the sponsored. I'll be like, what? They got mental health sponsored ads now. This is what I'm talking about in 2021. But yeah, so I swear by NAMI, but I also love the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, AFSP. I toured with them. I did a big California tour about 5 years ago with them. So I love them also. They've got great resources and they're also free.
Wow.
Nice.
My question is, when do you sleep? Like, you have so much going on, sis. Like, it's amazing. Like, you are just, wow. Like the Energizer Bunny.
No, I'm not. But self-care is huge. And so sleep is, for me, at the top of that, because if I'm not getting my rest, I start to feel off, and it starts to affect all parts of my life. And my brain gets a little foggy and it's hard to focus and concentrate. So I do get my sleep, John. Like, I am not gonna sit here and be like, I sleep when I can. I sleep when I die.
Right. No
No,
sleep.
I got too many important things to do. No, dude, I get my rest. But I will say that so this is huge. Like, literally, I just reached out my hand. So this is February, and then I could go back, but then this is March. And so I keep a very detailed calendar that I can pick up and touch so that I make sure that I've got time built in. That's my downtime. Like, I just got off a plane yesterday. Like, I think I had mentioned to you that I was flying out to Malibu to Santa Monica to just chill. I took 7 days off, like no interruptions. The only person I talked to was my publicist and my agent, just because this book is about to drop and we have to take care of stuff. But other than that, like, I was off the grid. And people in Cali didn't even know I was there. Like, those kinds of things are really important. And I don't look at that as a vacation. That's like for my mental health. Like, I need to go get to the beach, get to the ocean, do what I need to do, see my best friend, Rashawn, who's like always kind of the backbone to keep me centered and grounded in my happy. And then, the other folks that are really important to me. So I do a lot, but I'm not one of those people that gets off on being busy. Like, I'm booked and busy. I mean, that's sexy when you're 25. But when you get to be my age, it's like, sis, I need my sleep. I'll holler at you tomorrow. And I've also learned, no, real talk. We know those people. Don't even get it twisted. Like, I got meetings all day. Okay, well, you need to take a break.
Yeah.
I do believe that besides sleep and rest, I do believe that being honest about what your body is telling you really matters. So I listen closely, and then I'm not afraid to answer my body. And sometimes that means just being in the room watching Frasier. Some people might think that's corny or cheesy, right? But like, that brings me down. It settles me. So does tea. Like, I used to be a party girl. I've since slowed that all the way down, listening to so those are the things that really matter.
Except when come
it's your
January,
birthday.
with my birthday.
Yes, John, I know.
she's an annual attendee.
Oh, no, about the party. Superheroes party. Gotcha.
Oh my God. So Erika, like, with the cool thing I love about books, especially children's books, is that they always have potential to be turned into cartoons or a live action. Have you thought about that? Is that something that you're considering?
Okay, so I can't say too much.
Yes.
So you saying that says a lot.
The script is written. So I've written about 4 scripts. 2 have gone out. 1 is still out with our favorite streamer. And I will say that my book, Bipolar Badass, is in the works.
Oh, that's dope.
And so
it is.
That is hold on. We have to properly pause and give roses to that title. Bipolar Badass. That's why I love you, Erika Kendrick. Like, so Bobbi. So Bobbi, I don't know if you know it or not. Erika Kendrick was on my first line. Look, I said line like I was pledging y'all. My first line of Heroines of Excellence.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
I look at those pictures when they pop up on the Facebook memory, and I'm like, who that? We were so young, like, we were doing the darn thing for so long, Superman.
Yeah,
I remember everything about that night. It was a very magical. I mean, you've continued the experience, so that's fabulous.
Go ahead. Sorry. No, I was going to say, remember, it was supposed to be a one-off.
No, nobody believed that except for you.
I guess so.
Nobody believed that.
Oh my God!
Like, giving Black women their roses.
Yeah.
What? We doing this every year.
Continual. Annual.
I mean, you were doing it before it was sexy to do it. Like, real talk. And we were like, this is not going to end. We will show up next year. Yes,
and y'all definitely did. Y'all definitely did. And you know the cool thing is, you know, Bobbi hosted the following year.
No way.
Yeah.
Now
she came sexy. Through.
Now see the connections. The connections.
Full circle.
John. Bobbi, that's what's up.
He's what's up. The way he celebrates women is what's up.
I'm saying,
1,000,000,000,000,000%. And
Yeah.
was doing it before, like, folks were like, Black Girl Matt. Like, I remember.
Right.
You better go,
It's like-
John.
y'all try to make me blush. Y'all know superheroes can't blush. According
You
to,
start to blush.
hold on. According to section
You got
A,
that chocolate
letter A
skin.
of the
You can't
superhero
blush.
handbook. You're right. Ain't no blushing here. You know,
You
nah.
can smile, not with that sexy chocolate skin. Blushing.
Oh,
Now look at them pearly whites all day long, okay? That skin,
Oh,
okay,
boy.
right? How are you walking down the street in NYC? People been locked up for a year.
I can't.
Screaming when John walked down the street. I know you
I couldn't resist.
Sexy chocolate.
Yo,
Chocolate.
listen.
I was like, John.
Listen, sis, thank you so much for coming on the show. We love you to death. You
I
are
love
a
y'all even
queen.
more.
You are a
Thank
champion.
you.
I'm
And most
so proud of
importantly-
what you're doing.
And most importantly, you are a heroine. And keep
Hey
going,
now.
girl. Cape or
Hey
not.
now. Thank
Anyway.
you, guys. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
wait.
you, Erika.
Before you go, let the people know how they can reach you on social media.
Oh, for sure. So my handle is right under there at Erika J. Kendrick, and that's across the board. So that's Twitter, which I don't like, but I had to reactivate it for Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm a Facebook girl. So Facebook, most of my posts are public anyway, but Mental Fitness for Life. If you hit Erika J. Kendrick on Facebook, that comes up, and so that's fantastic. And then Instagram is also Erika J. Kendrick. And if you want to send me anything, a lot of folks end up having questions about mental health stuff. Usually, it's not about writing. I get back to folks within 24 hours, and I get messages from folks all around the globe. So feel free. Like, I am definitely, like Bobby asked for resources, like I'm definitely a resource as well. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a licensed professional or clinician. I'm just someone with what we call lived experience who shares and tries to direct folks to where the resources are. So feel free to hit me up, and I do get back to people. And I want to say that I love you, I love you, I love you, and I don't have to know you to love you.
Thank you so much, Erika. We will see you later, all right? Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, Erika.
That was
what a
awesome,
light.
man. Like Erika,
Yes.
like her, she has a light about her that just, like I said, I told
really
you, she just
does.
lights up a room. She really
Yeah, yeah.
So we have your girl backstage, but before we get to to this lovely queen, we gotta do the whole what's on your mind, sis? What's on your mind, bro? So I'm gonna ask you first. What's on your mind, sis?
Ashwagandha.
What?
Ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is on my mind. It's a new supplement that I've discovered.
Oh, you know what? I just bought some. It's literally sitting on my table right now.
Why is it sitting on your table and not in your throat?
No, so I mean, I guess I'm getting a good because I had heard it was really great, but I guess you're giving me
that combined with like Eric was talking about prayer, self-care, everything. That is a key ingredient in me being the person that I want to be. And sometimes I lay in bed at night after not being that person. I'm like, dang, I wish I could have been that person today.
Yeah.
It aids in the effort to be a person that, you want to be. Get into it.
Yeah, because when you said it, first I was like, okay, I think then I realized, wait a minute, I ordered that supplement off Amazon probably like a week ago, and I haven't touched it yet.
No,
but I'm definitely gonna
get it. We'll talk.
Okay. No doubt. That's what's up. Okay.
All right, what's on your mind, Brad?
I'm gonna tell you what's on my mind. This whole canceling Pepe Le Pew.
What?
You didn't hear about that? They're canceling. People are trying to cancel, or not trying. Warner Brothers is canceling, like they're going to be taking him out of the cartoons because they feel like he was showing predatory, action. So I just want to show this clip real quick where Dave Chappelle was kind of talking about it.
Shit is wild shit. Some wild shit. I mean, like I was with my nephew. We sitting there, we watching Pepe Le Pew, and I say to my nephew, I said, now pay attention to this guy because he's funny. I used to watch him when I was little. And then we watched Pepe Le Pew, but I'm old now. I'm looking like, good God, what kind of fucking rapist is this guy? Like, take it easy, Pepe. My nephew was sitting there cracking up. Hee. See, sometimes you gotta take the pussy like Pepe. Like, no. I had to turn the channel real quick.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're literally going to be removing him from the cartoon. So my thing is this. Like, I'm not a big fan of cancel culture. So if you're going to cancel anybody, cancel the writer who did that. But then I look at it like, wait a minute, this is a cartoon. Like, who is getting dating tips from a cartoon? Like a 40-year-old cartoon at that. Like, and then I was thinking, like, wait a minute. Also, he's a skunk. And she's trying to get away from him because dude probably smelled like, well, I don't want to say it.
Right.
He probably smelled like hell. Like, so I mean, it was always that's the message I got as a kid. Like, yo, who wants to date a skunk? Who wants to date somebody with BO? Not that he was a predator or anything. Like,
it never dawned on me. It never dawned on me. Yeah. It went over my head. I missed that one.
Yeah. So we have our next guest. She's backstage, but her camera's not on. I don't know if she's actually with us. Oh, here she is. All right. So I'm going to let you introduce this. I mean, she is a tour de force. Like, wow. And
yes.
So I'm gonna let you take it away, Bobbi. Take it away.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna behave at first, and I'm gonna do her official bio. I'm gonna be good. All right. I'm gonna be professional. All right. Adipero Oduye, who gave a breakout performance as the star of Diri's Pariah, hails from Brooklyn, New York, by the way of Nigeria, and is a duet. Credits include The Big Short and 12 Years a Slave. Theater credits include and New York Theater Workshop and A Trip to Bountiful on Broadway. Most recently, Ava DuVernay's got to say her name right, When They See Us for Netflix and Hulu's Monsterland. Upcoming, she has The Falcon and the Winter Soldier for Disney. And To Be Free, her second short film as director and writer, has been recently added to the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture's permanent collection. What? The short stars Miss Oduye as Nina Simone. Come give me some of that Adipero Oduye because I can't get enough. Hey, girl.
I love you so much, Bobbi. Hi.
Hey, girl.
What's up? How are you?
Okay. First of all, you guys are so lucky that I did my hair yesterday because Bobbi, you told me podcast, and I was like, okay, podcast. So when I logged on and it was like camera, I was like, wait, well, I was like, oh, let me put I was like, because I went out earlier, so y'all are so lucky I don't have what do you call it? A nightcap on, a bonnet on right now. So I thank you.
I thought about that too. Hey, girl. I thought about that too. I was like, I wonder if she knows that it's on camera. But I literally thought about it like 5 minutes before we went on because that was one of the reasons. So I just joined Clubhouse and Adipero welcomed me into Clubhouse. And the only reason why I was hesitant because I thought Clubhouse was video. And I was like, everybody's seeing me today. I don't know if I should press this button. So you never know these days. But anyway.
Oh, God.
Hi.
Okay. So can I just say I love that we still have the same brain. We talk about this. We share a lot of parts of the brain because I didn't know that your short was entered into the Smithsonian, into the African American Smithsonian Museum. I didn't know that. Look what I wrote earlier today about that movie. I said I said the Nina Simone movie should be in a museum.
Wow.
I wrote that earlier today as I was just getting my thoughts together. I said it should be in a museum because, John, let me tell you about this movie. It is the perfect opportunity for you to sit around and just and interpret and converse. And it's the meeting of every single art form.
Wow.
And I'm gonna let you talk about it. Talk about the movie, Addie.
I appreciate you. Yeah, it's like one of those things where I felt like I didn't have a choice of whether to do it or not. Like I got to a point where I had to do it. I had to. It's something I've not been playing around with. I wanted to do, but I was so scared, and it just got to a point where it was like dying to come out. And so once I kind of allowed it to be, and I just said yes, okay, I'm going to do it and push past my fear. Yeah, it just was like, okay, just bringing all these awesome people that I love, amazing artists together to help me with this vision. It's like kind of like really interesting vision that I had, on the paper. It's pretty much straightforward. It's just like, people were in a club, people are dancing, Nina Simone goes on stage, she sings, and then she has a moment, she kind of like has a moment of movement. And then we see, but obviously, but I was like, it's so much more than that. It's not just that, you know what I mean? And I think people were like, oh, it's a music video. And I was like, no, it's not a music video. It's something much more than that. And so, getting to work with Bradford and, and then we decided to shoot on film. So it just was like a coming together of like, oh, wow. Like when you get to create with like-minded people, and you really move in spite of fear, like all the things that are possible. Like I was like, how is this going to happen? And it just happened. And then the day that it happened, it was just, again, it was just a beautiful, like affirmation of being able to create in the way that I've always wanted to create, which is like everyone's on the same level. There's none of that, hierarchical, stuff. And and you just got to just really just express and be and so I made it without I didn't have any like plans for I just needed to make it. I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be at this. I didn't really care about that. And I think when the opportunity came around, it was showing at Black Star, and then that's how a man from Smithsonian was there. And that's how it got to the museum eventually. Yeah, he was instrumental.
Let me just tell the people about the sincerity and the beauty that they're seeing right now. This is 100% genuine in everything. And she's always been this way. So Addie, John came to see Bluest Eye. So a little bit of background for the people listening. Me and Adipera were in the Bluest Eye in Hartford, Connecticut together. And I had recently met John, and John saw us both in that show.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was wild. Because the way me and Bobbi met, I knew two of her Delta sisters, and I was actually producing a record release event for Apple Music for Sherry Dennis. Wow. I remember. And so they showed up. And so we all took a picture, but I didn't really know Bobbi, so I didn't feel comfortable putting my arm around her. So she was kind of on the side, right? So it's so funny. So what happened was maybe a couple of days later, she hit me on MySpace. Remember MySpace? And she was like, yo, bruh, I just wanted, like, it was great meeting you. I just wanted you to see, what I do here in New York or whatever. And I was looking at, all her acting stuff. And I know, like, I'm originally from West Virginia, even though I've been in New York for over 25 years. But I understand what it means to be a transplant in this big city. So she's telling me about her play up in Connecticut. I live in Long Island, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to go support this sister, because I understand how it is to be a Southerner, to be a transplant New Yorker. So I went up there and supported her. And oh, my God, you ladies were amazing. Were totally amazing. So I'm not surprised at the level of success both of you have had and continue to have. Like your trajectory is going up, both of you. So I feel honored. But what I want to talk about, I want to talk about this the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because as you could probably see, I'm a blurred. You know, I got my Black Panther and my book in the background. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a big. Bobby will tell you, my mantra is superhero DJ John Quick. So I'm a blurred. So
Okay.
one thing I just want to know, like, how did this all come about? Because there's a lot of actors out there trying to get that Marvel money.
I mean, to be quite frank, it's funny. Yeah, to be quite frank, I mean, it came to me. Yeah, they came to me out of the blue.
Wow.
And in true Marvel fashion, no details, nothing, like
Yeah.
nothing. They were like, so yeah, you can have a meeting, and I just happened to be in LA. Like I was like in LA randomly, and then they were like, yeah, this thing is. They want you to do this meeting, and I was like, I'm not that kind of person where I'm in LA often, number one, and I'm like, I'm just doing meetings with, and so I met with the director, Carrie Scoglin, and the one of the producers, Zoe, and these two women, and they were just like telling me about the project, but not really because they can't,
Yeah.
And it was
So how does that work? They can tell you, but they can't.
Yeah, like they legit say we can't tell you anything, and for me, for someone like me who is I'm very particular about what I do.
Yes.
I'm very particular about what I do, and I like to have as much information as possible. This was definitely like, I think once I knew that it was, the terms of like the storyline with what they were trying to do with the Falcon's character, I was like, oh, okay, like this idea about like, touching upon what does it mean for a Black man to be, to be associated with Captain America, you know what I mean? And I thought, oh, okay, this is my kind of thing. But outside of that, it was like, we have nothing for you. We don't even, no script, anything. And it was like a leap of faith. And I just thought, okay, if I do that, you know what I mean? Just like, does it feel right? Just take a leap of faith. And so, so that's how that came about. And that's how I got involved today.
Now you're playing Sarah Wilson. Is that his sister, his wife? Like
sister? Yeah.
Sister. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. That is so awesome, man. Like when I saw that, I was like, oh, because I just got finished watching WandaVision, so we're all hyped, in the whole blurred community. So
apparently, I'm like,
let me ask you this: Did you come up reading comic books or anything like that, or is this something new to you?
No, my brother was heavy into comic books. So when we were kids, when we were little, we had like, he used to collect the Marvel trading cards.
Yeah.
So
I did
through
too.
that, like I learned all about all the minutia of characters, and he was very excitable about. So I was very much into and very much Marvel as opposed to DC, I would say. Just gravitated towards. So so none of this is like, there's some people who are like, I've never seen a Marvel film. No, it's not the case with me. And I've seen, I don't know, not maybe at this point, all of them. Yeah. But I'm not a newbie.
Bobby, I like her.
I know you do.
I just look, I like her.
Everybody does. Everybody does. Eddie, you talked about being choosy, and I know you're very choosy. So I think choosiness is a theme throughout the world right now for everyone who's trying to better themselves. So talk to me about having patience and staying grounded while waiting for the right thing to pass by or to come within reach.
Yeah, I think it becomes easy to kind of be patient when you are clear about what it is that you want to do. You know what I mean? When you're very clear, it becomes easy. It becomes easy to say yay this way or nay this way or whatever you decide to choose, because in the beginning, a lot of it is just learning. Like I'm interested in this, but I don't know what it's about. And then you start to like refine the vision. And then once it's like, okay, how much do I want to do it in the way that I see fit, that I envision, and and staying true to that, and knowing that you can stay true to that, and knowing that you can have it in the way that you want to. I think a lot of times what jacks a lot of us up is that, we doubt, and people are like throwing things, well, no, it has to be this way because people have done it like this, or, whatever, and all these outside voices, and you just have to, once if you're clear, you just have to kind of just go, okay, I'm clear. You have to remind yourself constantly, because this world will just, you're comparing yourself, and you're seeing people around you, or like they're doing it, and and you're just like, when is it gonna be my turn? And there's a lot of temptations to kind of switch it up. But I always say, as long as you can look yourself in the mirror and feel good about your choices, no matter what, you could switch it up the next day. As long as you feel good about that and can wake up and feel like, okay, then that's all that matters. I think the problem is that people make choices that aren't their own, and they don't feel good about it. You know what I mean? And I think that's where you can kind of get in trouble, because as we all know, there are people who have a lot of money who are unhappy, who, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, it's all about the choices that you make. And yeah.
Okay. If I may, I want to give the people a little sneak peek of, because you're very honest. You're very honest. And I want to give people a little sneak peek of the honesty that she hit me with when we first met. Okay? All right.
This sounds scandalous.
All right. Because her honesty is a big part of who she is. She's going to be honest with herself, but guess what? She's going to be honest with everybody else around her too. Don't get it twisted. So we're in a dressing room, and I had just gone natural. It was probably still a good 4 or 5 inches of my hair that still had relaxer in it. And I hadn't quite figured out the life. So I'm in the dressing room, and I'm taking the comb, and I'm starting at the root, and I'm forcing it through. I'm going, hush, hush, hush. And I don't see nothing wrong with it. I'm grazing my scalp. And you know how a dressing room is. I'm in the mirror, and Addie is behind me. So all I see is Addie's back or whatever. Y'all, I'm sorry for the people who listen to this on Spotify, because you're not going to see the example. Addie does like this. And Addie, when I turn around, you got to say what you said to me. Okay? Addie was like, and Addie, what did you say?
I was like, yo, your hair's mad dry.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Addie said, yes, you said your ends sound mad dry, son.
Oh my god! Yeah,
Addie turned around.
You saw you static shock.
Listen, and that right there was the put me on the right path. And she's been putting me on the right path ever since.
Oh man!
All right.
I legit remember the exact sound your hair was making. I was like, wait, no. I was like, no,
Wow.
The BKK, I was like, we cannot. Your ends right now. No.
Your ends sound mad dry, son.
Dry, son.
All
right. So with that in mind, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask you some rapid fire questions, okay? And they're gonna be all over the place. John, can you set the clock for 50-11 seconds?
50-11. Why don't you give her a time? Why don't you give her a time that she has to finish it in?
50-11.
50-11.
That's 61 seconds.
I don't think I could do that on here. I think I could. It's just.
Can you do 1 minute?
It's just
okay. Yeah, all right. So we're gonna aim to get this. I mean, wait, I can't talk. We're gonna aim to get this done in 61 seconds.
All right, cool. Let me know when to start.
All right. Start after I get my first one out. Start when she answers.
Okay.
Okay. Addie, you ready?
Yes.
All right. What's your favorite word?
Joy.
What is your least favorite word?
Can't.
Make up a word that does not exist to describe how you feel today.
Oh man. Saucy ready.
What's your number one pet peeve?
Phony people.
Okay, you enter into a new planet where they don't speak the language. You have instructions around your neck about how to deal with you. What do they say?
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
How to deal with me.
7, 6,
Smile.
5, 4.
Smile. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, we got it.
Yeah. Oh, that is great. Wow.
Give us some love. Give us some love. Give us some love.
Those
So
are
let's-
great questions. Wow.
Absolutely. So Addie, it was amazing having you, and you know me, like I said, I'm super excited for what you have in store for us in the future. Not only, the whole Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but all your other projects, and to be in the Smithsonian, that's major. That is major. So as a Black woman, this Black King is very proud of you, and yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. And I got to get you on my Afrobeat show too. Definitely want to interview you for the Afrobeat show. So yeah.
And I got to apologize for earlier because John asked me what you were on, and I was tired.
oh my God.
And I had a grandma moment. I was like, soldier in the snow? I think she on soldier in the snow.
Thank God. I was like, I was
sleepy.
Because what happened was I went to her page and I saw somebody comment, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the MCU. But I couldn't find anything else. So that's why I asked you. And when you said soldier in the snow, I said, okay. She's probably she's had a lot of shooting lately. She's probably fatigued. So I know what she's talking about.
You were able to translate it exactly.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me. I mean, when Bobby asks, it's not even a thing. I'm like, yeah. So I'm just honored that you thought of me enough to want me on your show. So
I love
thank
you dearly.
Thank you. I love you.
You don't. So everybody, make sure you support this sister in all her endeavors. And Addie, let them know how they can reach you on social media.
On Instagram, I'm Crown Peace, like PEACE, and then Twitter is my full name, Adipero Odie. And I be on the Clubhouse from time to time because I think there's potential. Yeah, and I'm on there as my name is Adipero Odie, and I do talk from time to time around different topics. Yeah,
no doubt. And next Friday, y'all, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier drops on Disney Plus. So, and don't be trying to watch it on the bootleg Fire Stick joints. No, watch it on Disney Plus. Support this sister. Thank you so much, sister, for having us. For being with us.
Mwah, 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 mwah. I love you, Eddie.
I love you. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Oh.
That was Joe. Those rapid fire questions was something else.
You like those?
Yes, absolutely. I want to play one day. I want to play one day. That's tough.
I wrote those down after my ashwagandha dose.
Oh, get out of here! Wow. Okay. We found out those were like legal steroids for the brain.
All right. What?
But anyway, so since we actually ran over tonight, but it didn't seem like it. It didn't seem like it because the company was great. Yeah. And don't forget, you guys, if you're just tuning in or if you missed us, this will be on Spotify within the next 30 minutes. So make sure you go back and listen. It'll be on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts by the end of the weekend. So just make sure you support us. And also, you can check us out on YouTube on my channel, the DJ John Quick channel. Will be there as well. And of course, our fan page, it will live there forever. He's a DJ, she's the actress. So anyway, any last words, any parting shots, sis?
You said parting shouts?
Shots, whatever.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you something that I came up with yesterday. And it's kind of deep. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
The path to ruin is paved with people who only tell you what you want to hear.
Yes, men. Yes, women. Yep, that is so true. I've seen
That
it
is
happen
a
so many times.
path to ruin. You gotta have honest. I thought of that because I was so in a state of gratefulness, because I'm so grateful for my friends and how honest they are, and how like I never know what I'm gonna get, and I love it.
That is profound, and it's so true. It's so true. You know, it's funny. I think of you know, some of the stars that get jammed up in trouble for no good reason. It's because they have all these yes men around them.
Exactly.
You need friends that will tell you when you're screwing up, and you also need friends that will tell you that you're doing great and to continue to uplift you. That's the real thing. So that's
exactly.
a very, you definitely need to like have that on. You know how they have those little posters.
Yeah. If you're hearing too many people agreeing with you, it's like, nah, let me take an exit to this. Let me take an exit to my antis.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
So real quick, before we go, I wanted to know, when is David Makes Man season 2 dropping?
That will be this summer.
Okay, great.
So I think we're talking like July-ish, but I gotta double check. Don't quote me on that, but I know they're aiming for summertime.
All right, cool. So don't forget to watch my sis not only on Tyler Perry's Ruthless on BET right now every Tuesday. She could also be seen at your leisure on Amazon Prime. They just dropped this show, Tell Me Your Secrets, about 2.5 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's a great psycho thriller, and sis, you know, she has a substantial part, and I'm very proud of her. So, you know me, I always gotta uplift you. You know, you my sis, you know, or whatever.
Appreciate it.
And you were missed last week, but big shout out to Shantae.
Yes, the beautiful, talented.
That's Boo right there. So she definitely did her thing, you know. So she's always gonna be a friend of the show. But anyway,
how about you? Any last thoughts? What you gonna leave us with?
Oh well, I'm DJing in person again this weekend, this Sunday.
Okay.
At Dalton's in Queens, which is great. We did like a soft launch 2 weeks ago. Every table was sold out, but you know, it's only 35%. So you have to worry about it being crowded and everything. They take all the COVID precautions, you know, no mask, no service, and whatever. And it was just good to see people out having a good time, you know, aside from looking at a Zoom screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only so many times you want to be like, throw your hands in the air to a Zoom crowd, you know? And it's so funny. No
and they can only go here.
Now listen. There's certain things you say on Zoom as a DJ to keep the crowd engaged. I almost said, "Hey, put a drink emoji in the comments, y'all."
How did we get here?
I had to catch us. Like, whoa, comments. Whoa, no, this is live. Like, yeah, that was the other thing. Put a drink emoji in the comments, y'all. What you sipping on? Give me that wine emoji. Give me that champagne emoji. Yep, I definitely want to.
Oh man, you got to get back acclimated to real life.
You feeling this set? Send me some purple hearts. I want them flames. I'm going in now. I want them flames. But so it's going to be an adjustment period, but I'm so happy. And the spot is, you know, it's Dalton's right near LaGuardia Airport, so plenty of parking. So you guys, if you're listening, come through 12 to 5. It's brunch. The food is great. And I got some, you know what? I got some things. I'll discuss with you offline. I got some things that are coming up. But but I will say this: Harlem, the summer is going to be something that you will never forget. That's all I'm going to leave on that. But anyway, it's time for us
that cliffhanger.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So it's pretty much time for us to get out here. Now, normally I end with our theme song, but a lot of people who are watching this watch WandaVision. And WandaVision, I don't know if you heard, they dropped this song called Agatha. It was Agatha All Along. It's basically about one of the characters who had been kind of manipulating the whole shebang.
Okay.
And so they came out with a record. It's kind of like one of them old 50 records, but I decided to put a little soca swing on it. So we're going to end on that.
Okay.
I'm the DJ. And
she's the actress, or I'm the actress. She first person, second. Hey, bye.
I'll see y'all later.
superhero DJ John Quick.